Hey, you guys, I'm back again with another message from the Lord. This particular message dropped in my spirit whenever I was reading um, the book of Proverbs. So, I finally, you guys, finished reading the book of Songs. I read the whole book of Songs, the whole 150 chapters in the book of Songs, and I'm moving on to the book of Proverbs. But get ready, you guys, to walk into a season of you being untroubled. And I asked God, like, God, why did you tell me to read the book of Psalms? Well, in the book of Songs, because David wrote a lot of books in the books of Songs, David wrote that book when he was going through a whole bunch of warfare. But then when I transitioned into the book of Proverbs, it's like after I got out of the book of Songs, it's like when I reached the book of Proverbs, it's hard for me to explain, y'all. It was just like a sense of unbothered and a sense of peace. And I read something in the book of Songs, in the book of Proverbs in chapter 1, and it stood out to me, and I'm going to read it. And it talks about wisdom too, right? So I'm going to read Proverbs chapter 20, and I'm going to read all the way down to the 33rd verse. Wisdom shouts in the streets. She cries out in the public square. She calls to the crowd along the main streets, to those gathered in front of the city gates. How long, you simpletons, will you insist of being simple-minded? How long will you mockers relish your mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge? Come and listen to my counsel. I share my heart with you and make you wise. I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. You ignored my advice and the correction I offered. So I laugh when you are in trouble. I will mock you when disaster overtake you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disasters engulf you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you, when they cry for help, I will not answer. Though they anxiously search for me, they will not find me. For they hated knowledge and choose not to fear the Lord. They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I correct them. Therefore, they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. For simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed by their own complacency. But all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear or harm. Y'all get ready to walk into a season of being untroubled because you listen to God. You pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We're going to see a lot of, in this season, simpletons or simple minded people go through because they wanted to do things in their own way. They wanted to do things in their own strength. They didn't want to take heed. They didn't want to listen to the wisdom and the knowledge of God. They didn't even want to read their word. Yeah, I'm finding so many people who don't read their word, who don't really confide in God and talk God and seek his face. So we are going to see that in this season. We are going to see how people are truly going to be troubled, and they're going to be caught up in their own schemes and demises, while God's children are going to be untroubled and unbothered. And we don't have to worry about fear or harm, live or fear or harm, because we know who takes care of us. We know our provider. We know who we are getting counsel from. Like I say, y'all, in previous videos that God had told me to say, the world is about to go through, but God's children is not. We are about to be in a place of peace that surpasses all understanding. We're about to be in a place of this peace because we suck, we we suck after, or we sought God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I'll speak to my neighbor. And what that being said, you are going to be untroubled by fear or harm. You're going to be, it's like I said, you're going to be unbothered. Welcome to your season of being untroubled and unbothered. What's going to bother and trouble everybody else is not going to bother and trouble you, because you listen and you were obedient and you listen to wisdom, you listen to correction. All these other people, they're really about to go through. They are really about to go through. I saw, like I said a few nights ago, where our enemies, our mockers, are really going through. And they are really, really going through. Like in verse 31, it says, "Therefore they must eat the bitter fruit of their living their own way, choking on their own schemes." Y'all, this is confirmation too. Because like I said in the previous video, where God had showed me in a dream in the spiritual realm how the ones that were coming against God's children, how he was allowing for them to be attacked with the same things that they sent to attack his children, the same spirits, the same demons that they sent to attack God's children. And if God has told you to go on a fast and all this other stuff, you've been fasting, you've been seeking his face, you've been seeking his counsel, you've been staying in his presence, you've been staying in his will, that stuff has to go back. And now these people are going to reap what they sow. They're going to eat their harvest. They're going to eat the bitter fruit of living in their own way. So get ready to walk into the season, y'all, where y'all going to be unbothered. When a man waits pleases God, his enemies are made to be at peace with him. And even in the Bible, it says that God will make our enemies to be at peace with us for a season. A lot of us, this is our season to be unbothered, to be untroubled, and to be at peace. So, all right, you guys, I love you all. Stay encouraged. Just know that I love you. I pray that you all have an amazing day. And get ready to be unbothered. Get ready to be untroubled in this season. All right, you guys. So, again, I love you all. And I will talk to you all later.